Welcome to episode 2 of Auto Rocket is Broke. I'm your host, Patrick. This is my second installment of my SSL podcast that I honestly started because my player is broke. I'm still sitting at 275,000, trying to buy training, trying to do all that, and here I am. So, for those that don't know me, I am a season 24 draft pick of Leafy Side slash Rova. I'm playing on Rova as a sub. So I know when I'm coming in, which is always in the second half of the 45th minute. My player is Otto Rocket in the league. I am also a file worker and I do color commentating on the matches. So a lot of times when we're going back through these matches, I announced them and I kind of can give a little bit more thought process into what I did. So yeah, it's time for episode 2. So really what I do is I just give a brief recap. I give a recap of the week. I'm going to try to keep this one to about 30 minutes. I felt like last one I rambled a lot, which happens when you don't have a show script. But I mean, we're not professional, so can't have too many show scripts on it. There was a lot of movement on the major league side. Two big games, which we'll get into here in a little bit, of what happened, and we will cover the minor leagues as well and what happened in those matchups on it as well. So last week featured match days 4 and 5. Match days 5 and 6. My bad, 5 and 6. Match day 5 was put up on Tuesday, I believe. Yep, it was Tuesday and Friday were the match days last week for the majors. And so we'll get right into it. Majors Division 1. That match day saw Leafy Side Celtic beat Union Sao Paulo 3-2. So Leafy Side took a early lead in that game, and then off of a beautiful strike by Orla Hughes Galloway, and then Union Sao Paulo actually scored back-to-back goals. And so we were heading into the 89th minute, where Leafy Side was able to pick off a pass and score, which put us into stoppage time. And then the 5th minute of stoppage time, Leafy Side was again able to score. Both of those were beautiful goals. And so Leafy Side took that win. Following up that game, we had CD Technicolin taking on Hollywood FC. And Hollywood FC actually came away with the win in that 2-1. And then next up was Shanghai Dragons FC taking on Reykjavik United. And Reykjavik United actually beat them 3-0. So you had a bottom of the table team in Reykjavik United beating Shanghai 3-0. Give you some stats on that. XG, Reykjavik actually led on XG 2.38 over 5.2. Goals came from Charlie Chambers, Dinah Skovgard, and George Shaheen off of Reykjavik. Possession-wise, actually that's not in there, so we don't have that. But it was a big, big win for Reykjavik United, who was sitting at the bottom of the table. Now I'm going to go back into it now that I know that these are working this week. In the Hollywood FC 2-1 win over CDT, the XG was actually in favor of Technicolin, who had a 2.23 XG over Hollywood's 1.81. CDT also had 8 shots on target compared to 7 on Hollywood FC, and had 17 attempted shots as well. But Roger came in with a huge. Roger had the only goal for CDT, and on the other side, that's what I'm trying to remember. It was Alex Calderon had one, and then there was also an own goal that came off of. Let's see if we can find that. I'm not seeing it in here, but I'm gonna say there's a mistakes leading to goals. Andre Katana had that. Was the only one on there that had that. So I'm gonna say that it came off of them, just based off of the information we have. It does not show the other information on the goal scoring, but that's the information we have. The 2 late goal scores for Leafy side. I was trying to remember that it was Carolyn Medema, 2 breakaways, great passes that led to those breakaways, but they were the 2 goal scorers. So we'll get into the other games now as we kind of went back to that. And the next game that took place after that in Division, that's Division 2. Sorry. So that was Division 1, Match Day 5. Division 2, Match Day 5 started with CA Buenos Aires taking on AC Romana. And AC Romana actually came out and shocked CA Buenos Aires, as Romana was lower of the table at the time than Buenos Aires. But this result shot them to the top of the table. They won 3-0. They led on XG 3.58 to 1.75. 7 shots on target compared to Buenos Aires 9. 16 total shots compared to Buenos Aires 18. Goal scorers for AC Romana were Blackleg Sanji, who scored 2 goals, and Coinflip, who scored 1. CA Buenos Aires still controls the overall head-to-head with 21 wins, 15 losses, and 6 draws. Player of the match of that game went to Blackleg Sanji, obviously, for their 2 goals. On that, Predag, Dobrik, Hippity Hoppity, Jasper Schulman all had assists in that games. Moving on to the next one, which saw Tokyo FC taking on Schwarzwalder. This was the blowout of the day that I remember, as Tokyo won 7-1. Their XG rating was actually less than Schwarzwalder, with a 2.09 compared to Schwarzwalder's 2.3. Tokyo had 9 shots on goal, converted 7 of those compared to Schwarzwalder, who had 5. 17 total attempts for Schwarzwalder, with 13 total attempts for Tokyo FC. Goals in that game for Schwarzwalder, the lone goal was scored by Wayne Zihao. Down below it on Tokyo FC, you had 2 goals scored by Jude Greer. You had 1 goal scored by Ron Flex, 1 goal scored by Jaya Yoon. Diglett Primeras scored a goal, and Alex Ramos scored a goal. Player of the match in that game was Jaya Yoon with a 9.98 match rating. Going into the next game of match day 5, the last one, it featured Sheila Cosmico taking on CF Cataluna. CF Cataluna came away with the win on that one, 2-0. Sheila Cosmico had the favor in XG with a 1.84 compared to Cataluna, who had a 1.45. They both had 7 shots on goal. CF Cataluna only had 8 total shots compared to 15 by Sheila Cosmico. No goals for Sheila Cosmico. On CF Cataluna's 2 goal scorers was Joga Bonito and Carolina Salazar. Player of the match was Andres de Garan with an 8.9 match rating. And it actually evened up the overall head-to-head, 2 wins apiece and 1 draw in this matchup. So really cool to see how that is breaking down over time. And if you haven't seen the match day recaps on the portal, they are really worthy of a look. I'll actually share my screen here so you guys can see it. So this is the match day recaps up at the top. Now, as you see, we do not have 2 of the match day recaps, and I didn't do the announcing on these for CF Cataluna versus AC Romana or Tokyo SC versus CA Buenos Aires. So I do not have those for Division 2 match day 6. I actually have none of the ones for match day 6 because Schwartzwalder and Sheila Cosmico. So I'm kind of running low on information on those. But we do have three of the matches for match day 6 of Division 1. First one being CD Technicolin taking on Leafy Side, and they won that one 1-4. There is no team stats or player stats. That's disappointing. So CD Technicolin winning 4-1 over Leafy Side. Then you had Hollywood FC winning 5-1 over Reykjavik United. Again, no stats on this one, just kind of a little bit of information. And then you had Union Sao Paulo beating Shanghai Dragons FC 2-1 in the last day of the match. So we'll get right into the standings for the Major League. Jumping to the top of the table is Hollywood FC with 4 wins, 2 losses, 8 goal differential, 8 plus 8 goal differential, 12 points. Tied for second, you're going to have Shanghai Dragons, 3 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses, 4 plus 4 on the goal differential, 10 points. They take the second spot. Leafy Side FC sitting in third, 3 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses, -1 on the goal differential. Union Sao Paulo sitting in fourth, 3 wins, 3 losses, -2 on the goal differential, 9 points. CD Technicolin sitting in fifth, 2 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses, -1 on the goal differential, 7 points. And Reykjavik United getting their first win last week, 1 win, 1 draw, 4 losses, -8 on the goal differential, 4 points. Now, moving down to Division 2 of the Major League, CF Cataluna sitting in first, 4 wins, 1 draw, with a 5 plus 5 goal differential, 13 points. Sheila Cosmico sitting in second with 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, 6 goal differential, 10 points. AC Romana sitting in third, 1 win, 3 draws, 1 loss, plus 2 goal differential, 6 points, which AC Romana got that first win last week as well. Tokyo SC, 2 wins, 3 losses, 1 plus 1 on the goal differential, 6 points. CA Buenos Aires sitting in fifth, 2 wins, no draws, 3 losses, -4 on the goal differential, 6 points. And Schwartzwalder FC looking for their first win. They're 1 draw, 4 losses, -10 on the goal differential, 1 point. Coming up on this week's matches, we're going to start off with Leafy Side FC taking on Reykjavik United. I'll be on that call on Tuesday. Then we'll have Hollywood FC taking on Shanghai Dragons. I'll be on that call as well. Union Sao Paulo taking on CDT. Over on Division 2, we're going to have CA Buenos Aires taking on Sheila Cosmico. We'll have Schwarzwalder taking on CF Cataluna, and AC Romana taking on Tokyo SC. Match day 8, which will be on the 10th, which is next Tuesday. So we only have those matchups because we have the round of 8 in the Cup, which will be on Friday. Those games are CA Buenos Aires. Those teams are CS Buenos Aires, Sao Paulo, Leafy Side, Shanghai, Sheila Cosmico, CD Technicolor, AS Paris, and Capstad. Now we will get into the minor recap. Well, actually, no, before we do that, let's see. Let's see some leaders in season 24 right now. Blackleg Sanji with 4 goals. Trick Johnson with 5 assists. Alexandro Fokako and Alex Calderon, both with 2 players of the matches. Distance travel is tied. Ashita Aoi and Orla Hughes Galloway with 75 kilometers. Chances created, Andres de Garan. Interceptions, Sandro Dave Silva. And yellow cards, Trick Johnson. Hippity hoppity with the lone red card in the Major League standings. Going down into the keepers, Bartholomew Twinkle Toes out of Cantaluna with 4 wins. Bartholomew Twinkle Toes, Benicio Aguilar III, Dennis Mobeck, Duncan Walverson, Shingo Takichi, all with 2 clean sheets. William Williams conceding 14 goals. And Shingo Takichi of the Shanghai Dragons leading the way in save percentage at 83.78. Let us get over into the minor leagues. And this past week, we did have match day 5 that is up on the portal. Match day 5 in Division 1 featured AS Paris taking on Krungthup. AS Paris won this one 3-0. As you see, AS Paris also ran away with XG with a 2.71, shots on target 14 compared to 6, 27 total shots compared to 13. Goal scorers for AS Paris, Greeting McFootcakes, Silver Tyrannus, and Eden Empire the 4th. Player of the match, Greeting McFootcakes. No goal scorers for Krugthup. And that brings the head-to-head to AS Paris leading the way, 7 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. And AS Paris is also on a 2-game win streak over Krugthup. Next game being CS Rova taking on Mascas Sacre. That game ended in a 1-1 draw. XG favored Rova 1.86 over 1.21. Rova only had 3 shots on goal compared to Mas Sacre's 7. Total shots were tied at 13. Goal scorers for Rova, Hugh Smalls with a goal and the player of the match. Rolling down to Mas Sacre, Scat Cat with the goal for them. CS Rova leads the series 3-1 with Mas Sacre actually winning the last 2 before this one. So Mas Sacre actually kind of leading the way. Rova got the wins early. Final Division 1 game of the minors featured Montreal taking on Capstad. Capstad won this one 2-1. Capstad with an XG of a 2.68. Montreal with only a 0.69. Capstad with 6 shots on target compared to 4, and 21 total shots compared to 7. Capstad controlled the match the whole time. I remember announcing this game. Only goal scorer for Montreal was Clara Schmidt. Rolling down, goal scorers for Capstad was Gerd Close and Lewis Ashworth, who took the player of the match. Capstad leads the way with 20 wins, 16 losses, 7 draws over Montreal, and Capstad has won just one. Last 2 wins were by Montreal. Some very good history on that. Match day 2, Division 2, match day 5 goal scores. You had Athenine taking on Inter London, winning 4-1. XG was in favor of Athenine, 2.5 to 2.22. Shots on target, 6 for Athenine, 9 for London. 9 shots total for Athenine, 11 for London. So London was really pushing the pace, but they just could not get any good shots in. For Athenine, the goal scorers were John Boy Mayava and Oscar Action with a hat trick. Player of the match actually went to Jonathan Munoz with a 9.68 match rating. Oscar Action didn't even get it with the hat trick. Inter London goals were scored by Dr. Wad, who finished the match day with a 6.8. Highest on the team was a 7.1 by Nepa Paya. Inter London leads the series 23, 15, and 7 all time. Next game featured Cairo City FC taking on Seoul MFC. Cairo City won 3-2. XG favored Cairo City 1.93 to 1.63. Shots on target for Cairo City 8-6. 15 shots total to 12. Goal scorers for Cairo City was Daniel Herrera, Billy Bobby with 2. Match player of the Daniel Herrera with 1, Billy Bobby with 2. Player of the match went to Billy Bobby with an 8.7 match rating. Goal scorer for Seoul, Kim Hung Min with a goal. They finished with a 7.3 match rating, which was just below Jubika Kamanova with a 7.4. All-time series, 23 wins for Seoul, 17 losses and 1 draw. Cairo City trying to make up that difference. And last one of match day 5 featuring Division 2 was in between North Shore and Rapid Magyar. 5-2 North Shore win. North Shore had complete control of that whole game when XG 2.93 compared to 0.95, 14 shots on target compared to 7, 25 shots total compared to 12. North Shore had more shots on target than Rapid had shots, period. Goals for Rapid was Vito Habjanik with 1. They finished with a 6.98 rating. Highest was a 7.72 by James Asprey. Moving down, North Shore's goals came from Alexander Del Pirlo, Miko Rashford III, Zaza Banana, and Brody James had a brace with 2. Player of the match went to Miko Rashford III with a 9.02. Head-to-head, North Shore leads 9 wins to 2. And North Shore has won the last 3. And then, like I said, we don't have anything for match day 6 at all. We'll get into match day 7 in a second. your minor league standings. Division 1, FC Capstad leading the way with 4 wins, 1 draw, +6 on the goal differential, 13 points. AS Paris right behind them, 4 wins, 1 loss, +13 on the goal differential, 12 points. AF Massacres, 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses, -1 on the goal differential, 7 points. Krugthup FC, 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses, -1 on the goal differential, 7 points. CS Rova sitting in 5th, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses, -6 on the goal differential, 4 points. Montreal United still looking for their first win, have 5 losses, -11 on the goal differential, no points. North Shore United in Division 2 leading the way, 4 wins, 1 draw, 16, +16 on the goal differential, 13 points. Rapid Magar, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, +4 on the goal differential, 10 points. Cairo City sitting in 3rd, 2 wins, 3 losses, -6 goal differential, 6 points. Seal MFC, 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses, -2 on the goal differential, 5 points. Inter London, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses, -4 on the goal differential, 4 points. Athena FC, 1 goal, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses, -8 on the goal differential, 4 points. Whew. Going into match day 8 for Division 2, we're going to have North Shore taking on Athenine. We're going to have Seoul MFC taking on Inter London. And we'll have Rapid Magar taking on Cairo City. Division 2, Krugthup taking on Capstad. CS Rova taking on AS Paris. And Massacres taking on Montreal, who is looking for their first win. Match day 9, which will happen later this week, Division 1, you're going to have Capstad taking on CS Rova, AS Paris taking on Massacres, and Montreal taking on Krugthup, which may be one of their best chances for a win this week. And then in the Division 2, Athenine taking on Seoul, Cairo City taking on North Shore, and Inter London taking on Rapid Magar. Going into the leaders for the minor league, we're going to have a two-way tie for goals. Alessandro Del Pirlo with 6, Billy Bobby of Alexandra of North Shore, Billy Bobby of Cairo with 6. Assist is led by Lucas Pezzotto of Capstad with 5. Alexandro Del Pirlo of North Shore, Billy Bobby of Cairo City, Jared Clorse of Capstad, Greedy McFootcakes of AS Paris, Lewis Ashworth of Capstad, all with 2 players of the matches. Lucas Pezzotto, 72.2 kilometers ran, leading the way. Chances created, Dwayne Pruney of North Shore with 11. 22 interceptions for Lucas Pezzotto of Kapstad. Thomas Schwarte of CS Rova and Vumian Stitcherson of Athenine, both with 4 yellow cards. Franz van Grimbergen with 1 red card, the only one there. Leaders in the keeper, Fiery Chicken of North Shore, João Cancelo, Maverick Jones of AS Paris, Maverick Jones of Capstad, all with 4 wins. Clean sheets. We have James Asprey of Rapid Magar, João Cancelo of AS Paris with 3. 15 goals conceded for Brad Wolf of the Cairo City. And save percentage leading the way, Fiery Chicken of North Shore with an 83.87. That is your wrap up of both of that. Like I said, this week's schedule is going to be tomorrow is going to be match day. Let's go ahead and pull up all of them. Tomorrow is going to be match day. Getting there. Tomorrow's going to be match day 7 for the majors. Division 1 and Division 2. Wednesday will be match day 7 for the Minors Division 1 and Division 2. Friday, right? Friday is going to be the quarterfinals of the SSL Cup. We'll have 4 games then. And then Saturday will be the Minors Division 1, Division 2 match day at 8. And then then we'll restart that. So that is your 30-minute SSL update from Otto Rocket. It is always a pleasure to do this. I'm going to try to keep doing it as much as I can. Build up that bank account. Kind of need some money going on. Like I said, I will be. Let me get you that time. So I will be on the calls this week on Tuesday and Wednesday. I may do the Cup final as well, the Cup quarterfinal as well this week, just depending on time. But I'll be on the calls for both the match day 7s for the Major League and minor leagues. I always enjoy you guys giving me feedback on how I'm doing on the commentary. Anything I can do better, anything I can do that makes it more enjoyable for you, please let me know. It has been a pleasure to be in this league, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. You guys have made me feel so welcomed, from everybody on the Leafy Side organization to all the commentators in the commentating room and the file workers. Big shout out, as always, to Candace and everything that they do to help out the new players. They are so available for answering questions, anything like that. If you stumbled across this and are thinking about joining the league, it is definitely worth joining. Would also love to have you over in the SHL, where I am as a player there too. 2 really great leagues. Come over and enjoy both leagues if you're listening to this. And I look forward to coming back hopefully next week, and I will give recaps on match day 7, 8, and the match day 7 and 8 for the minor leagues, match day 7 for the majors, and the SSL quarterfinals in the Cup. As always, I am Patrick. Thank you for joining us. Love you. Know how much you loved, and good night.